Okay? So it's clear, right? And you only allowed access my PowerPoint. And you are assignment 1, 2, 3, right? 2 assignments. Yeah. And you project report and also textbook. Okay. Yeah? You will allow download for your PC. Okay. Yeah? And never copy each other. Yeah? With the everything you be here will be monitored by Skills team. Will be recorded. Okay?
And the questions?
Okay, good. Question. Okay. Good question. So, give some view for the video, right? So I will give you a case, a very brief case. For example, which is can be Walmart, should be Walmart, can be Amazon, can be I can tell you because 5 examples. I also give you the data set format. Okay? Then you will answer 5 questions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which have equal weight. Yeah? So 2 hours, you can do calculation. Probably about 70 minutes per question. Make sure you don't overspend the time each of the question, yeah? Because of equal weight, yeah? So you don't need to do any technical work. That means you should not start Excel. You should not start Tableau. You should not start Python, right? It's like an interview question. Right? Answer the question, right? So the question 1, this is the problem you are going to solve, yeah? And what's data available? What's data strategy? Privacy, which is your A1, right? Yeah? What do you mean by data strategy?
We can use from our A1, right?
Yeah, you can reference the A1. What do you mean by data strategy?
So,
yeah, got it. So it's good to review it. What do you mean by data strategy?
We'll give the definition.
Right, that's why you review. Yeah,
collecting data,
collecting data. Yeah. Aggressive, defensive, yeah, or mixture, yeah. You need to go back to exam, you cannot talk to her. Yeah, you cannot do myself. Okay? Second question, when you have such a data set, right? And what's data visualization? What are you going to do? What's CRISP? Anybody remember this CRISP? What do you mean? CRISP potato? Chips? Yeah?
Cross-industrial
process. So what do you mean? You apply this CRISP to this data set, you apply this Tableau, just talk. You don't do real work, right?
Theory, right?
Yeah? So if you forget it, check my PowerPoint or check your textbook, right? Yeah? Right now.
What is RSP?
Yeah, that's problem. You were missing this problem. This is great. CRISP. Anybody remember CRISP?
Data mining.
CRISP.
data mining.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, you got it. How many steps?
5.
6 steps.
You missed some marks. 6 steps.
6 steps.
Cross-industry standards data mining. Yeah? 6 steps. So how many steps for your DV, data visualization?
8.
For your assignment 3?
8.
Yeah, you got it. What's the 8 steps? Right? Okay?
Within 2 hours?
Okay, it's easy, right? You should not spend over than 17 minutes, yeah? Otherwise you are off time. The third question, what do you mean? Clustering. On this person, yeah? Yeah? So what's the algorithm behind the k-mean? Anybody can answer? Yeah? Distance function. Equivalence distance function. Try to segment your customer. Yeah? User profiling. young lady or senior man like me. You have to focus your business. So your business focus or position need. Okay? So you need to talk about algorithm itself, right? You know, what's method, yeah? You know, you need to talk about this equivalence business function, that. Also, what do you want to find out from this step set, yeah? Users or customers, what do you want to find, right? Yeah? Number 4, you need to talk about Q minimum classification, classify. So how many classify have we learned? 7. Can you count 7? And time series arima. Very good. Seems you can get it. Yeah? You need to review, yeah? You need to review. Okay? You need to select 2 of them. Apply this step set. Yeah? It's not interview, right? You need to do anything on the real work, right? Otherwise you cannot do it. Yeah?
You just have to write it like 30.
You need to write 5 pages. Each question 1 page. Yeah, maximum 1 page. Yeah, you can write 1 line, so that's great. Yeah, maximum 1 page is 4 questions. Total 5 questions.
So all the questions accounting to the
same way. 20.
No, I know. I mean, it's according to your case or assignment.
My case, if you're assignment, you really know everything. Yeah. So finally, you make a recommendation.
Recommendation to the company?
To the company CEO.
Okay.
Like Walmart, Amazon, the Seven Food, right? So, I don't know you here, right? So you need basically use this study to make conclusion, recommendation. Like assignment 1. Okay? That's all about your final exam. Yeah? I expect you guys doing everything doing very well, even you know, without seeing your project because of my previous 3 class very excited. But who I can A depends on your final exam, actually. Yeah? I cannot give everybody A, right? I will be fired. Right? So who I do well, final exam, so pretty done. Yeah? Yeah?
B2 everyone.
B2 everyone? Okay. What becomes the result? Okay. Okay. So now, today you guys practice your final exam. With your own data set, right? Apply this method. So be brief. Tell me what business problem you're going to solve. Yeah? What's data available? How many rows? How many columns? Yeah? I'm teaching you how to prepare a final exam. We're doing practice right now. Then what's your tableau? DV work. Show us. Yeah, DV work. Now what's your key mean? Elbow. Yeah? How to interpret the key? Yeah? Then what's your 2 classifier for your project? Linear regression, line-based, whatever. Show the 2. Yeah?
So
what's your recommendation?
Explain the 2 classifiers.
Yeah, you need to replay. Yeah, you need to replay what I mean. Yeah, how, for some simple formula. Yeah, that's basically, yeah. So you practice right now, presentation, use this 5 method too, yeah? 5 steps, okay? Business problem data, visualization, tableau, K-mean, classify. What you will find in? What's the conclusion? Yeah? Okay?
Do we have to generate the graph?
What's that?
Do we need to generate the graph?
Graph. Yeah, you can draw in some graph. Yeah, you need to generate it manually. You have no time because you're not allowed to use the other tools.
Do we need to say how we are going to
How to do it? Yeah, and explain why. Yeah, that's interview, right? Have you get any interview?
Yeah.
No interview. This interview. This analysis was positioned by Walmart or by Amazon, right? So you will answer 5 questions. Yeah, simulation. Okay, let's welcome Kim 2. Kim 2, right?
Yeah.
So you have only 50 minutes. We cannot do it because a lot of people are hungry. So after that, each of you, okay, not them, give the evaluation, the grade for Kim 2. Okay, on your course photo, yeah, week 9 and 10. And this one is Kim 2, right? Remember, that you Kim 1. Kim 1 not yet. Right? Kim 2. Okay, let's do it. Okay.
So,
are you ready? Do right now. Go ahead.
Yeah. Once they do the presentation, we have to give some kind of feedback.
You give them grade.
Grade.
On your course photo, week 9 and 10. Kim 2, you can just take a look right now.
Okay.
Okay? Good? Yeah. So that's accounted for almost 50% of your grade. Whoa. Yeah, be careful, yeah?
Okay.
And then you inflate it. I will take maximum out, take lower out, everything out. Then waste time. Okay?
Thank you.
So for those not give evaluation, you will lose marks because I locked your name.
Yeah.
Okay? You will lose the participation marks. Okay, let's do it right now. Team 2, let's give big hand.
Good luck, guys.
Thank you. We need that.
Good morning, everyone. This is Shreya, and we are here as part of Group 2, and we are going to present on analyzing and predicting the sales of Tesla in the US. So, our agenda is, move on to the next slide. One moment.
No problem. Take it down.
Professor?
It's someone else's laptop.
In your laptop, yeah? Oh, okay. So how did you get your laptop? You need a... Yeah.
It was working fine till
It should work, yeah? Okay, go ahead.
As I mentioned already, we are going to analyze and predict the sales of Tesla in the US region. So our agenda is, first we're going to talk about the problem statement, objectives, data set, data visualization using Tableau, k-means clustering, and for classification, as you can see, we use linear regression and ARIMA. And the last part of our presentation, we'll wrap up with the proper recommendations. Moving on to the next slide. So what is business analytics? Anyone?
Yeah, it's analyzing.
I don't think we should have time interaction. It's go quickly.
Okay, so business analytics helps in identifying areas that need improvement, and it also helps in predicting the sales, future sales. Will it increase or decrease? So Tesla, as you all know, is growing at a very fast pace. However, they are facing some issues to fulfill demand of their customers due to numerous challenges, and there are some speculations that the demand for Tesla will also take a hit in the future. So moving on to our next slide, which is objectives. Do you know which is the top seller model for Tesla? It's Model Y and Model 3. However, Model S and X are facing some decline in sales. So we are going to discuss that in our upcoming slides, and what are the factors that are going to contribute to, that have contributed to the decline in sales or increase in sales for the respective model. So now my colleague probably will take on from here, and he will discuss the data visualization. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kaval, and so I worked on Tableau to understand these visuals which we got from the data of Tesla from specific to Washington region, and we considered 15 cities, including Seattle, Auburn, Bellingham, and 12 others. So what we have analyzed, like Model Y and Model 3 are the top sellers for Tesla, while Model X and Model S have faced difficulties like customers are facing, customers don't have that much demand for these models. So when we dig deep into it and when we research about it, we understood. So Tesla introduced themselves in 2012 with Model S, right? But as per the customer reviews in 2020, like from 2012 to 2020, there weren't much changes in the model. So that was one of the major reasons why Model S demand decreased. Another reason is when Tesla introduced themselves, there were not many competitors at that time. It was only Tesla who was the one who's coming up with EV cars. So now we have other competitors who are into the market. So they also have different options for the customers. Now another thing is Model S and Model X are high-end cars from Tesla. They start from around $100,000. Now there are other competitors who are giving the same features, the same design for $50,000 to $70,000. So why not customers choose that instead of Model S? So these are the couple of reasons why Model X and Model S facing difficulty. And looking at the Model 3 and Model Y, so Model 3 is something which started or launched a few years back, probably 4 to 5 years back, and this is the upgraded version of Model 3. So this starts with around $40,000 and it starts from around $50,000, but it gives you extra features, an upgraded version of this. That's why the demand of this is much more than Model 3. Apart from that, there is one more reason for the decline in sales of X and S, which is so there was this fire catch in one of the manufacturing stations of Model S and X. So obviously, and that was happened due to the malfunctioning of lithium battery in Model X, which was I believe in 2020. So which again caused the decline in the demand for these two models. Another factor was due to the COVID impact. Obviously, people ordered, but obviously Tesla wasn't able to deliver because of the supply chain disruption. So these are the, I think, major factor why these two models faced a decline, while they are going really good because they are affordable, they give you all the features which others are not giving in the same price. Now, next slide, please. Yeah. So in this, we again we use Tableau to visualize these things. So it shows the model, all the models with the change in the revenue on every year basis. So as we can see for the Model 3 and Model X, they in 2021, as I mentioned, there was fire, there was COVID impact, so that's why they seen a dip in the 2021, but then they slightly increased. And the another reason for slightly increase was they came up with new models of X and S. Now when I look at the Model Y, it is the top sellers, as you can see. Its sale is continuously going right from very start. And same goes with X, but the thing is here the Model Y was launched, so customer moved towards this. So this is what we analyzed from Tableau, and we also have some recommendations which will be discussed at the end. One I would like to share, which is now Washington, since I was discussing about Washington. So Washington came up with new law that by 2035, every new car has to be EV, like no gasoline or that. So I think Tesla has great opportunities to come up with new models. One of my suggestions would be to remove either X or S since they are very costly, and come up with some affordable options since other competitors are also getting in the market now. So yeah, now next slide will be discussed by Priyaksha.
Hi everyone, my name is Priyaksha. I'll be discussing the decline in or the visualizations of sales of Tesla in the regions. Like we can see that big cities like let's say Seattle and small cities like Auburn have less sales, and they have reasons for it. So I would like to discuss all of them. Next slide please. So the access to charging stations and other services. Cities like Seattle and Bellevue in Washington have many services like the charging spots and parking spots obviously it's an electric car, so it definitely needs charging point, and the rural areas does not have so much of facilities. So due to poor infrastructure, the decline of sales in rural area is happening. And at small cities, they don't have so much of services. So that's why they don't prefer going for EV cars and all. Like, let's say, this is a good example. Like Seattle has 2,931 charging points, and in that only 454 are free. So obviously the services and the facilities that the big cities are providing leads to the mindset of people that they should go for these EV cars and all. However, urban, like small cities like urban, only have 28. So obviously, I would cover this point, range of anxiety, that when they don't have these kind of services, then definitely people would get anxious that what if they the charge of the electric cars decreases and they don't get to reach to the destination. So this is a big factor due to which people think that it's not good for them.
Okay, you have 5 more minutes left. So
okay.
I would suggest go to Kiming and classify.
Okay, perfect. I'll just cover this. Tax rates is also one reason, and as Kaval said that COVID-19 is also a big reason in decline of sales.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So here we have done the k-mean clustering for the data, and as we know that k-means helps to make our cluster the groups. So we are able to find 2 groups in this specific data and able to determine that in which clusters we are able to sell more cars and what's the variance in it. We are able to also determine the centroid and the maximum distance of the centroid between the cluster and classification. So here we are determining the 5 clusters, and by this we are able to determine that in which particular postal area has the maximum number of sales and able to generate maximum revenue. Through this we are able to determine that where we can provide more services and what we can do to increase the services in that particular area. We are also able to determine the postal code of the specific region of Washington. So we can increase our advertisement at that particular region and increase our sales revenue.
So that for 5 model?
Yeah.
Interpretation?
It's for 4 models, but it's for like 5 postal areas of the particular region.
Based on the location price.
It's
Location price.
Yeah, it's
okay.
location.
Okay, good. Go to classify, I think. Because you ran out of time.
Good morning, guys. My name is Rakshit. So we have to use 2 classifier models, that is linear regression and the ARIMA model. For linear regression, we have taken 2 variables. The x variable is time, which is the independent variable, and sales units, not the revenue sales unit, as the dependent variable, which is the y-axis. So using the Excel stat, we run the model and we came across the R-square value of 0.662, which means that 66% of this data can be explained by only linear regression with these 2 variables. And the RMSE, that is the root mean square error, which came out to be 8892. And so this is the graph for linear regression with the 95% confidence level, and this table tells you the predicted sales based on the regression line equation, which was shown in the previous slide. So with now we calculated the accuracy based on the confusion matrix, and it came out to be 47%.
Okay, that's pretty low.
It's pretty low.
Okay,
Yeah.
have you found any seasonality on the Tesla sales? Which quarter, which month?
In ARIMA model, we have taken that into account.
Wow, you can see the reason why linear regression, the performance pretty poor, because it didn't catch the seasonality issue.
Yeah, in the next model, in ARIMA, the accuracy is far better.
You can try the dummy variable, remember?
Yeah.
Q1, Q2, Q3, D1, D2, D3. Yeah. Okay.
The next model we have used is ARIMA model. So in this, we ran this model for different values of PDQ. PDQ are the three variables used in ARIMA. P stands for autoregressor variable. The D variable stands for it takes into account the seasonality, and Q takes into account the what do we say that?
Randomness, yeah.
Smoothing factor. Yeah. So we ran 8 models, and out of that, the model with minimum RMSE, that is root mean square value, we took that model, and the value came out to be 2 for P, D factor came out to be 1, and Q came out to be 2. So this is the ARIMA regression model. This green shows the ARIMA prediction, and the blue one shows that the actual sales for the past 7 years from 2015 to 2022. So you can see it is pretty close, the prediction and the actual sales, because it takes all the factors like regression factor, the seasonality factor, and the third factor, that is the smoothing factor. So these are the predicted sale for the next 12 months from October 22 till September 23, and the RMSE value here you can see 6483, which is lesser than the linear regression model, and for the confusion metrics the accuracy came out to be 78%. After that, we evaluated both models comparing the confusion matrix. So the accuracy for ARIMA model was 78%, which was higher than linear regression model, which was 47%. And based on that, we will deploy the ARIMA model for forecasting 12 months sale.
Okay, good. Thank you. You come out. Yeah. Good work.
Slide for recommendation.
Well, you use ARIMA, yeah?
Yeah. So, okay. My name is Abna. So for the recommendations, I'll just touch on one of it so that we can go far. So we decided that we made a decision that they should adopt the ARIMA model for forecasting. So the ARIMA model helps for the company to be able to work on its supply chain and to be able to make profits or sales in every organization. Your supply chain has to be effective. So Tesla visited DR Congo and Argentina, that was last year, to be able to invest into their supply chain and make sure that they have a steady line of supply chain, which doesn't interrupt with the demand when customers make demand and they're not able to meet those demands.
Okay.
So we will also talk about data suspending the manufacturing of the X model and the S model. So data shows that since it was introduced in 2013, it had been making steady increments in sales over the years compared to, and the only car in the market that had been making that kind of steady improvement was only the Mercedes-Benz S-Class. So we think that if they are to invest and make more newer models or invest into new specs just to bring the car back into existence so that it can continue with that kind of market share.
Good job. Thank you. Yeah. So typical sales, typical stock price, typical your baby weight or high, right? It's going over time. ARIMA model works the best. You could try